A lot of couples think they have only a communication problem after baby, when postpartum mental health is actually sitting right in the middle of the disconnection. They think they are fighting about chores or tone or sleep or who's doing more, but underneath all of that, one person may be drowning and the other may feel shut out, and neither person feels truly understood. I'm Catherine O'Brien. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in Sacramento, California, and I provide therapy for people in Sacramento and virtually throughout California. I work with moms, couples, and families in this season all of the time, and one of the biggest things I see after a baby is that couples stop feeling like teammates, and that totally makes sense. After a baby, life changes so fast. Your roles change, sleep changes, bodies change, time changes, freedom changes, and a lot of couples lose their margin completely. Now, add postpartum depression, anxiety, rage, or overwhelm on top of that, and everything gets sharper. Perinatal mood and anxiety disorders are among the most common complications in pregnancy and the first 12 months after delivery. And because they affect mood, sleep, functioning, and connection, they can put real pressure on a couple's relationship if they go unnamed. So in this video, I want to talk about why perinatal mood and anxiety disorders, or PMADs, can create resentment in relationships, what this can look like, and how couples can start responding differently. So let's slow this down a bit. A lot of moms in this season are thinking, why do I feel so alone in this? Or why do I have to ask for everything? Why does it feel like I'm carrying all of it? And a lot of partners are thinking, why am I always doing it wrong? Or why is she so angry with me? Why does nothing I do seem to help? Now you have two hurting people, but the hurt keeps coming out as criticism. It comes out as defensiveness. It comes out as resentment, even shutdown or withdrawal. One mom I'm thinking of was dealing with significant postpartum anxiety, but in the relationship, it mostly came out as control and resentment. She felt like if she did not manage everything herself, things were going to fall apart. So she corrected, she micromanaged, she snapped, and then felt even more alone with her partner because they pulled back. And that cycle is so common. Another couple kept arguing about help. She was furious that he did not step in more, and he felt like every time he tried, he got it wrong. But underneath that fight was this. She felt like she was drowning, she was anxious, she was exhausted, and not feeling held. And he was confused, defensive, and eventually scared to even try to engage. And that is what I want couples to understand. Sometimes resentment after baby is not just about chores. Sometimes it is grief. Sometimes it is overload. Sometimes it is untreated anxiety or depression. And sometimes it is feeling abandoned just in plain sight. So what do I want couples to pay attention to? Are you only fighting about content, or are you paying attention to the emotional reality underneath it? Has one or both of you stopped feeling like teammates? Is postpartum mental health making everything feel sharper, more personal, more hopeless, or harder to repair? Are you stuck in a pursue-withdraw cycle where one person gets more urgent and the other shuts down? If you are the partner of someone who is struggling, this is not the time to make it only about their tone. Again, that does not mean tone does not matter. It means you also need to ask, what pain is underneath this reaction? And if you are the mom who is struggling, I also want you to say this gently. Sometimes the resentment is real, and sometimes the way it comes out is being intensified by what your nervous system is carrying. Both things can be true. So what helps? Name the season for what it is. Stop making it only a character issue. Bring in support earlier than you think you need to. That may mean individual therapy, couples therapy, conversation with your OBGYN, maybe even a medication consult. It could be family support, practical support. If you need somewhere to start, Postpartum Support International is a good resource for finding support, and I'll link them below. And if you're in California and you're looking for therapy, I work with people in Sacramento and virtually online throughout California. If there is one thing I want couples to hear, it is this. You are not crazy for feeling more disconnected after a baby. You are not failing because the relationship feels strained. And if perinatal mood and anxiety disorders are part of the picture, naming that may be the beginning of relief. Sometimes the relationship does need repair, and sometimes part of that repair starts with realizing you were trying to solve a mental health struggle like it was only a communication problem. And if you missed my last week's video, I would love for you to watch that one next. It's about postpartum rage, because for a lot of couples, rage is the part they can see most clearly before they understand what is underneath it. So watch that next, because sometimes the conflict in your relationship makes a lot more sense once you understand what postpartum rage is actually telling you.